Today we're going to show you how to optimize your YouTube videos. We're also going to show you 2 free programs that can help you improve the quality of your content as well as further your reach. Stick around. Today we're going to discuss the importance of search engine optimization. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, which means if you want your content to reach viewers, earn subscribers, get watch time, you need to be concerned about your search engine optimization. This includes the keywords you target, the tags you use in your video, your title, your description, as well as your thumbnail. If you guys want to fast forward to the part where we walk you through optimizing our own video, you can go to this timestamp here, or you can click the link above to watch the video in its entirety. So real quick, YouTube works on an algorithm. Everybody knows that, it's no secret. But the way YouTube reads your algorithm comes down to a few simple things to keep in the back of your mind. First, they're going to look at your title. Second, they're going to look at your description. And then finally, they're going to look at your tags. Something that's also going to play into that algorithm is how well you do on CTR. CTR is known as click-through rate. And all click-through rate really is how often your thumbnail is displayed for your video and somebody clicks on it versus how often they just bypass it and click on somebody else. The reason this is so important to understand is that right off the bat, you have 4 criteria that you need to optimize to ensure the best performance for your channel. So search engine optimization comes down to tag and keyword research, optimizing your description, as well as the best title that's creative that still draws in viewers well. But immediately, the first 2 things that any viewer are going to see, unless they're already a subscriber to your channel, are the title and the thumbnail. As we talked about in our previous video, we use TubeBuddy to help us with search engine optimization, keyword and tag research, our thumbnail creation, and our description and optimizing our description. When you do get to the timestamp that we mentioned earlier, we'll actually show you guys as we're walking through using TubeBuddy to help us optimize our video. We'll even walk you guys through the entire thumbnail creation process, why we made a couple key choices with our previous video's thumbnail, and what our click-through rate looks like because of it based on how many impressions it's gotten so far. For optimizing our YouTube videos, we use this method. First, we start with an idea. It can be something simple, a video topic that we pick up in comments, something that we pick up in discussion with a friend, or just something that we have in our notebook that we want to get out to you guys on our path for a certain method. In this case, all the topics for these videos in this series that are on this playlist all come down to our YouTube Success Series. So the YouTube Success Series as a whole is completely going to be based around helping everybody else out there optimize their content early on to get the best guaranteed performance that they can push out given everything that they already have at their disposal. So once we've identified that idea that we want to shoot, we'll identify keywords by brainstorming keywords at first, and then we'll use TubeBuddy to help us analyze what keywords we want to target. Once we've identified that, we'll shape the idea of our video to fit those keywords to help us target that effectively, still making sure that we're going to cover the same topics we wanted to originally. Once we've shaped the idea for our video and we've filmed, now we go into drafting our title. So we get into the post-production part of getting our video ready for viewers. So when it comes to drafting your title, you want to make sure that the first part of it, you're using your keyword. And if you have to go back and readjust what your keyword is now, do it now before it's too late and you try to do it later. You should always think of your title as 2 parts. So the first part should be your keyword, and the second part should be what entices your viewers to keep watching, what's drawing them into your video. In other words, if there was no thumbnail and the only thing that they could judge on was your title, would they read your title and want to watch your video? The other way to approach this, if you're not sure about how to get crafty with titles, is use your keyword as the first part of your title, and then for the second part of your title, you want to come up with something that is going to draw in the type of people that you want to watch your video. For instance, if I was making a video about oil changes, I would probably be marketing it toward people that don't know that much about cars. So the second part of my video may be something as simple as how a beginner changes their oil for the first time. Something simple. But the important part to remember about the second part of that title is that you want to identify who you are targeting to view your video. Once that part's done, we move into our tags. Now you want your tags to be relevant to your video. You don't want to use every little tag that you can think of because you think it's a good idea and it'll attract viewers. You want it to be relevant to what they're going to watch. And once you've done that, you need to go back and reanalyze your title and see if the second part of your title that you've constructed for the people that you want to view your video, see if there are any tags that you've come up with that you can slide into that, because it's only going to count as an additional tag in your title. And then the last thing that we'll do, we move into our description. And as you're writing your description, you want to remember that the first 200 characters of your description need to have as many tags as you can put into it. So as YouTube is looking through your video to recommend it and rank it, it's going to analyze your description and it's going to make note of how many tags you have in your description, because that's going to help qualify it for higher ranking. So a really good rule of thumb, you'll start out that first paragraph in your description with your title, followed by a sentence using as many tags as you can fit in there without sounding like you're just listing off your tags, and then from there, further describing what the rest of your video is about. Another important thing to remember is that you want your tags to be listed in the order of precedence that you want them to be seen. So YouTube is always going to optimize title, description, then tags. And it's going to go in that order when it's viewing your channel and figuring out where to recommend it. So if you make a conscious effort to try and optimize those every time you post a video, you're going to be putting in just a little bit extra work to make sure your video performs well. In a second here, we're going to walk you through step-by-step optimizing our own video, how to make extra money on YouTube, where we discussed in that video how affiliate marketing is a huge benefit to smaller channels. And we're going to show you how we did that using the program TubeBuddy. If you haven't checked out TubeBuddy yet, there's an affiliate link down below. Feel free to check it out. There's a free version of it. If you do use that link below to buy it, we may make a small commission at no extra cost to you. If this video has helped you out at all optimizing your own videos, or if you're just interested in our future videos trying to help you find success, or just our success series, feel free to like and subscribe down below. If you'd like to ring the bell, that way you're notified every time we have a video come out, feel free to do that as well. Alright, let's get into optimizing that video. So we'll start with Keyword Explorer in TubeBuddy program, and in the Explore area we'll type in the keyword that we want to explore. So for this one we'll say how to make extra money on YouTube. That'll display an overall score, and in this one you can see that it shows up as excellent. For our weighted score, our search volume is pretty good, it's up in the green. Our competition, it's average, it's good. And our optimization strength is also in the green. So it looks like we're optimized for this topic. It looks like we have a fair shot against competition, even though there's 99.9 million videos in the search results, but it looks like it's frequently searched. Then as we look at the bottom, you can see the average number of views on this topic on these videos, and then you see two numbers, 195 and 165. So that 195 with that little black bullseye down there, that's the target number that you want to have, so your barrier of entry before you're actually going to be popping up in search results. If we go to the top and click on search results, we'll see what our biggest competitors are. Now, if you aren't happy with what that looks like, you can actually go back up into the Explore block, and we're going to click over to Summary so we see it display, and you can change the keyword that you're trying to explore. So, for example, we'll do how to make money on YouTube. And you can see that our overall score comes up poor, high search volume, tons of competition, decent optimization, but the barrier of entry is just way too high for a growing channel. So you can do as many searches within Keyword Explorer as you'd like to explore as many different keywords as possible until you find the one that is going to have the best thing that you're trying to target. So when it comes to search volume, you want it to be an active topic. Depending on how big your channel is, it's going to depend on the competition you're willing to go up against. And then the total number of channels on YouTube might be a consideration, or total numbers of monthly search. But ultimately, always double check that barrier of entry and see how your channel will compete against that. Next, we're going to move on to optimizing our title. So from the Keyword Explorer, once you find the keyword that you want to target, you can actually go down to the action button on the bottom right and say Optimize in SEO Studio. When you click that, that'll bring up a simple 4-step process to optimize your stuff. So as you can see on the very right side, there's a TubeBuddy SEO score that shows how optimized you are, and then a list of recommendations to help you improve it. So you can see our title, we need to make some adjustments. So we're going to open up our tags and try to make sure that the tags that we have listed are relevant to the video we have. So we'll eliminate the ones that aren't relevant to this video, and we'll see what it suggests for tags that may be better to throw in for this video to optimize it. Once we're done with that and we have our tags where we want them and they're arranged in the right order, once all that's done, we're going to revisit our title and description, and we're going to finish writing up our description, fitting as many of those tags as we can into the description now. So we'll optimize our description here, and then we'll revisit our title. And remember, keep it in 2 parts. Do your keyword part and then the second part to draw in the type of viewer that you want to keep in. Then we'll go into creating our thumbnail. So real quick, just doing a little background cutout, then using the thumbnail creator for TubeBuddy. And we're going to go through and compare our thumbnail against other competition. Once we look through their thumbnails, we're going to try to do something slightly unique. So we see that there's one that has a red background. We're going to maintain that red background as it's kind of affiliated with our brand colors. And we're going to throw our selfie on there because everybody by now knows that having a person's picture on there, a face shot, tends to score higher with thumbnails. So everybody puts their thumbnails on the right side, but that's where you have timestamps and other data pop up on YouTube. So nobody has one in the top left that we see. So we're going to do something different and unique. We're going to throw it upside down so it catches the eye. Look for a couple frames, compare what we want, and then eventually do something a little unique that we don't really see on any other ones on that page. So we went with simple black and white, just kind of like a shadow effect on the edge of the white border. And hopefully that helps our lettering pop a little bit so it's even more attractive to the eye. And then we'll start to add our text. So with your thumbnail, you just want to keep it short and simple. You want something that somebody can glance at and pretty much get all the information off of your thumbnail. So what's attention grabbing, and not necessarily clickbait, but what's attention grabbing at a quick glance. So with a white letter on a red background and just a few quick words. And we didn't want it too square and rigid, so we put them on an angle, threw an underline, throw in a shadow here in a second, and just kept it super simple. 4 words, nothing crazy. Best new YouTube strategy, a play on the S with a $sign, and enough to get enough to kind of throw people at kilter at first and let them check it out for themselves. So the nice part about TubeBuddy is they have a lot of built-in tools that you can use to modify your thumbnail and create it. And then you can even throw it up and see what it's going to look like on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and so different social media. And then you can also see what it's going to look like against other thumbnails that you're competing against. Then when it's all said and done, we will save it and publish it. That's all for this episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. Ring that bell down below so that you're notified whenever we kick out a video. And we'll see you on the next review. Thanks for watching.